Hey everyone, it's Matt again with another video, and today we're going to be cleaning up this Sears Craftsman toolbox. So this toolbox here is made by Craftsman. It was made in Canada. I know because it has made in Canada literally all over it. This used to be my dad's, and it's now mine, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with this toolbox. It's big, it's red, it's got three pieces. So it's got the bottom piece, it's got the middle, and it's got this top piece. And there's like a big fold-up lid up here, and that kind of flops down. And then there's one that's on the bottom here. It kind of pulls out the middle and then kind of goes up and down just to kind of close it off. But there's no closure for the middle piece here. That's fine. It's got a little lock there. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this box. The only issue I've had with it, they're not very deep. They're not very long. My whole hand kind of fits lengthwise all across the thing. Again, they're not very deep. They're not very long. They're okay width-wise. Like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's just when I had all my tools in it, it was just packed to the brim. Like I still have some of my stuff in here, but I still have some screwdrivers, still some odds and ends, some more odds and ends, some Allen keys, a couple of special tools. Thread tap stuff, and a couple of other miscellaneous things up here. Things like sockets and whatnot. Is this it? Yeah. So this is kind of what's left in the socket. I've moved a lot of this into the new box. I'll show you that in another video, along with some new tools I've been getting. But yeah, this is kind of what didn't fit in the box, or I already had doubles of. Like this, which one is this? This is a 1/2 inch 5/8 impact socket, and I clearly already have one in the other box that's better for some reason. I don't know. And then they got some Craftsman stuff. I got, what else I got in here? I don't know what this is. I don't know, made in Canada either way. But a lot of this stuff is was my dad's, and now it's mine. Like these are still completely fine. I think it's missing one though, which might be this one right here. No, it's not. Either way. So yeah, what we'll do is empty all this out, and then what we're gonna do is we will do the top box, its own thing, the middle box its own thing, and the bottom box its own. This isn't going to stay in one piece after I'm done. I'm actually going to be repurposing the boxes because these all just fit on with gravity. They're heavy, so they just come off. Like if we come to the side here, there's handles that pull right up. Magnets. Yeah, so this whole box will lift up, this whole box here will lift up. I will actually use this box for my speedometer repair stuff, so all my specialty tools, specialty pullers, specialty size stuff. And it gives me a nice high quality drawer to work with. This middle drawer here, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It's still two drawers that work just fine somewhere. I'll figure it out. In the bottom chest here, I'm going to keep it in the warehouse here, and I'm going to use it for something. I don't know what yet, but I will figure that out. So, first things first, we need to get all of this cleared out, and then we can actually clean it, and then we can do what I've got planned to it, which is this. So what I'm going to do first, after I've cleaned everything with some brake cleaner and whatnot, I'll use the clay bar on the just to, because it's got, the box has to be older than I am, so I'm sure it could use a good scrubbing, as it were, but I don't want to scrape up the paint. So the clay bar will be good for that. Next we have some instant detailer. I plan on using this for things like the front of the drawers, the inside of the drawers, because they're just like a black and you never ever see them, and just a nice quick wipe down with that will do just fine. And next here we have a 3-stage wax. So going from left to right, we got a pure polish, a micro polishing glaze, and a pure Brazilian carnauba wax. And then to put it on, I got my little Simonized polish buffing little thing. It does not go very fast and very hard. It's a very like consumer grade product. It's not industrial or commercial in the slightest. I wasn't too sure what size of cloth or I guess wax and polishing bonnets to buy, so I bought the 9-inch. I think it says 9 to 10. Anyways, but the actual machine is 8-inch. So I didn't know which one I had when I was standing there buying it, so I was like, well, I'll just buy the bigger size, at least that way I know it'll fit. It might fly off, but at least I know it'll at least go onto the pad. So we'll see how that goes anyway. Without further ado, let's start emptying out this toolbox. I'm not going to show you guys what's in this drawer. That's kind of some of my new tools, and I'm going to kind of save that for another video. Some of these wrenches are pretty big and pretty old. These ones are made by a company called Gray here in Canada. I don't know how old this wrench is, but I'd hazard a guess it's probably older than I am. But yeah, I guess whenever I needed a 1 1/4 inch, you know, I know I got one. I can't imagine what he ever needed with this, but it is a 2 3/4 inch drive, or no, not drive, 1 inch drive, 2 3/4 inch socket, but it's made by Snap-on, so I don't know if he had maybe he had to mortgage the family home to pay for it, but who knows, but you know, I'll put it away. It's a very dirty box. So let's get this all cleaned up and dusted off and cleaned off, and then we can go forward with actually making it look better. Probably hasn't been cleaned in 30 years. And some of the red paint is actually coming off. I think a lot of this is the scraping of the boxes together, because here in the corners is where it's all coming out, and it's kind of all scratched up anyway. So this must be the, just, you know, shaved off paint that has occurred over the years of things moving around. So I've decided to do the inside of the drawers first, just to kind of get them out of the way, and that way I only have to worry about the outside, don't have to touch them afterwards, that kind of thing. So the inside is just going to be using this Mother's Instant Detailer, a nice quick rub down. This isn't, like I said, this isn't a full restoration project, it's just freshen everything up, make it look a little cleaner and nicer. So we'll start now. Now, I don't know if any of you have used a clay bar before, but this is what it looks like. Fresh. There's absolutely nothing in it, and it just has a stick to it. That's kind of why I didn't want to use the gloves there. So it'll never be this clean again. And I have a feeling the second I start using this on the paint, it's going to just turn black. So we might need the second piece. I kind of doubt it, but let's get started. So I'm probably going to need both pieces, but we'll see. And that's the top box done, and it absolutely trashed the clay bar here, so I'm going to use the rest of this on the other box, the other top piece, and I'm going to use the fresh new piece for the big bottom part of the box. Well, and that's both the tops done, and this clay bar genuinely doesn't have much life in it. So I'm going to use this for the top of the bottom piece, just to see how it turns out, and kind of go from there. So this clay bar is more red than yellow anymore. So I'm going to call this one toast. I'm I'm sure I could probably continue with it, but I'm just going to crack open the other one. Just to show you the comparison between a new one and an old one. This one still has a little bit of stick to it, but nowhere near the sticking of this one. So this one is definitely spent. Normally they look a lot dirtier than this, but yeah, when it's done, it's done. And there's the clay bar after just the bottom piece. Still a little life left in it, but I'm done. So now we move on to the polish. I know I didn't put on too much, but even this is a bit much because it'll spread out quite well. So it definitely works as a polishing compound. I'm definitely not going to be able to reuse these on separate steps. It is pulling some color out of the paint, so that tells me it is slightly abrasive, which is good because it is a polish, but technically, yeah, just kind of doing the service, it's not we don't have enough on there, so we're going to keep going. Definitely a lot more abrasive than I was expecting, but it is a polish. It's meant to kind of prepare the surface, but that's a lot. That tells me there's a lot of, like, the paint isn't very well. I don't think the paint's on very well, if I'm honest, or what it's doing is picking up on the sides here where there's paint wear just over the years, and it's just kind of taking it off kind of thing. So if anything, this paint is in need of like a sealing treatment like this. So we will continue with all the boxes with the one pad to put the first stage of polish on, because clearly the pad is just going to keep going like this. So we'll keep going. So I have been thinking about it, and I think I kind of got the idea as to why there's so much paint coming off. These boxes are powder coated and then baked. They're not painted and then a clear coat applied. There is no clear coat, it's only color. So the slightest bit of abrasion, it takes off the color. So that being said, if I move forward with the stage 2 polish, which again is an abrasive, it's going to take even more of the color off. Now, I don't think I should really do that. So what I'm going to do is skip step 2 entirely, move right on to step 3, which is the polish. Or no, not the polish. This is the polish, the wax. We're going to jump right to stage 3, the pure Brazilian carnauba wax. A fresh pad, of course. I'm wondering if this is still going to take stuff off onto the pad. It shouldn't, since this isn't an abrasive. And what we're going to do, since we have more pads now, because I'm not going to be spending one of them, I'm going to put the wax on with a pad and take it off with a pad, kind of really buff that up. So we will get that started on the 2 smaller boxes first, and then move on to the large one. still a bit of pink into it, but nowhere near what it was. So it's clearly still taking off some color, or this could just be stuff that was left loose and roughed up kind of before with the polish. Now, if you were wondering what was happening there, so did I. So apparently, you know how I said the pads were a little big? Yeah, the buffing pad tried to eat it. So, yeah, that's fun. Oh, that surface feels nice and smooth. It kind of, depending on the way you look at it, you can see some imperfections in the powder coat, just from it's old. It's like 40 years old, but that feels nice and smooth. It's very nice. And that there is a nice clean box. It's a nice 40-year-old box, so it'll last for another 40 years. There is no rust on this at all, I might add. Apart from a couple of random nicks and big deep scratches it's clearly gotten over the years, it's in amazingly good shape. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. All the doors work, all the slides work, nothing is jammed, nothing. Everything works fantastic. I plan on keeping this for as long as I possibly can, but what I'm going to do in the meantime, I don't need it all in one piece. I am going to kind of split it up, put them on different workbenches, but they're still reliable, still good, and apparently, you know, Sears Craftsman brand made some good stuff back 40 years ago. Yeah, they because it says they don't make it like it used to. The paint, the powder coat kept coming off, but you know, we'll gloss over that. So yeah, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And until the next one, have a good one.